ओम ओम सदाशिवसमारंभां शंकराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्परां। गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णु गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुसाक्षात् परं ब्रह्म तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। ओम सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ओम शांति शांति शांति। श्रीहरिं परमानन्दम् उपदेष्टारमीश्वरम् व्यापकं सर्वलोकानां कारणं तं नमाम्यहम्। वर्ष नंबर 99। उच्यतेर्कैर्बलात् चैतद्दानार्थत्वयागमः वेदान्त मतहानं च यतो ज्ञानमिति श्रुतिः। As we have been discussing, Ādi Śaṅkarācārya does not want to spare, and this is how the teaching is. As you have been observing from the beginning, when a topic is being raised, how logically it is being taught, also the Shastra standpoint. Finally, in the last class, very nicely said, Kṣyante chasya karmani tasmin drishte paravare bahuttam tad nibodhartha srutya gitam chayat sput. Not only the Jnani doesn't have prarabdha karma based on our common logic. Also, here Shastra also talks very clearly. But the problem, what is happening is, a person who is arrogant, not only ignorant, the person who is arrogant will not accept it. You can see how when you start, dismissing others' standpoint in any given time, without listening to a person, already you have a conclusion. And interestingly, from that conclusion angle, you pretend to listen to, not listen to, you pretend to listen to, how to find out the mistake of the person. You understand? From your conclusive standpoint. Then finally, what you do? In reality, you don't listen to the person at all. Only you listen to, or you pretend listen to give the person back or to justify your standpoint. Here also, same thing happens. Because when a person listens to the scripture, we call, they are called ignorant, in the sense, thoughtless people. Remember, when you are ignorant, you are a thoughtless person, because you don't have relevant thought. You have your own thought, you have got your own way of argument, you have got your own way of presenting the situation. Now, this set of people, what we call as, in short, called what? Agyayihi. So what about Shastra anavigyayihi ityarthaha. That means those who are not educated scripturally, that we have discussed also very carefully. Now he says, look, agyayihi, so those who are Shastra anavigyayihi, uneducated scripturally. In fact, those who are uneducated scripturally, they talk a lot. And especially those group are very famous in social media and in India. Okay, India is full of those guys. Okay, India and Indians, not only India, India and Indians. Okay, they have done PhD in this way. Okay, I don't want to get into too much. If you happens to any overseas person, just to talk to any Indian about little bit religion, about Hindu dharma, about meditation, you will see how they will talk. All are enlightened fellows. Okay, I don't want to talk, and of course, okay, let me not get into it because then I'll go out of my track. Okay, so come back to the topic. So here he says, look, agyehi. So by this Shastra Anabhigyayi, those who are uneducated scripturally, those who do not have scriptural knowledge, that too, when we say scriptural knowledge, everybody somehow, some scripture knowledge is there. But remember, when we say scriptural knowledge, means not you have picked up by yourself, not you have studied by yourself, not even if listening to YouTube present day, not going to work. You have to listen to a teacher directly. Because what is the difference? When you listen to the teacher directly, even though we are having online, even though it is not that effective, we'll be seeing during this discussion. So even if it is not direct, it is not that effective as you are physically here. But remember, I try to see you all. When I see that you don't receive me, you don't listen to me, I change, I try to talk the same point again and again to make sure that it is entering. And when it does not enter, again there is a covering. So you think that I am attacking you, then I say you get lost. You understand? Whenever I say, okay, whenever I raise my voice, please understand, I'm telling the truth, the secret. Whenever I raise my voice, that time I come to a saturation point. That I am trying all my best to enter in you, to create some space in you. But you are so stubborn, nothing is entering. Then what I say? See, I have to also bring out my frustration. How to do, what to do. So this is what I do. This is the secret I'm telling. So what I'm trying to say is, Shastra, when you have to study the Shastra, it has to be studied under a teacher. Or else you will start studying Shastra the way you want. Then you will start interpreting the way you want. I remember somebody said very nicely, Swamiji, I don't want to be a stereotype. Because I have come across many people differently, funny way. Swamiji, I don't want to be a stereotype person. Okay, thank you. So if you don't want to be a stereotype person, what sort of person you want to become? Would you like to be a mechanical person? The way you think, is it not another, being a mechanical is another stereotype or not? Let us not get into too much. So he says, look, if you accept and you start arguing, balat etat uchyate. So balat means without considering, person starts talking forcefully. Means you are right. The scripture doesn't know anything else. This Swami doesn't know anything. The teaching tradition doesn't know anything. So I know everything. This is supposed to be. And moreover, I have heard this thing before. How can you? You are contradicting yourself. That means still you are in KG and now you are sitting in the what? In university. So better go back to KG, okay? Not, don't come here. However, he says, look, balat etat uchyate. So the person starts, talking this thing. What he says, look, there is prarabdham. Now, if you say there is prarabdham, very nicely here says, okay, if this is the case, then cha, this is the, very nicely comes prashnam. If this is so, then tada anartha dvaya gamaha bhavisyati iti. There will be two types of anartham. We say this anartham is a defect, absurdity. So what are the defects? We say anirmoksha prasangaha, other one is called sampradaya niṣiddha. Let us look at what is this, so that we'll complete the verse. When you say, first of all, as per you, you say that yes, now according to you, prarabdha is there after the jnana. That means what you mean? So you are saying that prarabdha cannot be destroyed by jnana. Clear? See, I am taking your words and I am trying to talk to you, okay? Now, that which cannot be destroyed by jnanam, by knowledge, is it satyam or mithya? Can you get the point now? See, I am going along with you, okay? If you say after jnanam, knowledge, still prarabdham continues for a jnani, okay, I respect you. Let us go along with you. Now, my question is, if jnanam cannot destroy knowledge, jnanam cannot destroy the prarabdham, then automatically prarabdha becomes satyam. Now, if there is satyam, now tell me, this prarabdham and related to the prarabdham related to the body, also satyam or not? So that means what? There is a parallel, one side knowledge, other side your prarabdham, then comes body, then of course along with the body your relationship, your all the people, then prapancha, everything is satyam. Now how many satyam you have? And what we have started, our basic point, dvaite bhayam asti. Wherever there is a duality, there is a fear. Now you are creating duality. So when you are creating duality, you started studying so much just to make sure there is no fear, resolving your fear. Now what happens? Again, you started encouraging your fear. So where is, moksha? Is there anything called moksha now? Is there anything called freedom? Your freedom is gone. So that's why here he said what? Anir moksha prasanga. How? I can give you a little bit further example, which I was telling. How this real concept and this superimposed concept comes. The knowledge of rope removes the snake. If that snake is superimposed on the rope, means you are imagining that it is not a rope, it is a snake. So the knowledge of a rope will remove the snake. Suppose the knowledge of rope still makes the snake to continue. Now tell me, is it real snake or it is a superimposed snake? You understand the concept? That means is that fellow is a real snake lying down, okay? Real snake is lying down there. So better be careful. So that means what? If the knowledge does not remove the superimposition, it is very clear, is knowledge. It is real. Now, the knowledge does not remove the prarabdham, does not destroy prarabdham. Now, is prarabdham real or false? It's a common sense, okay? So that means what? Prarabdham is satyam, is real. If the prarabdham is real, the body is real. All your problem is real. Swamiji, you don't understand, my problem is only real. Other than that, everything is false, including your class, okay? That's why when I have problem, I don't attend class, okay? I do it. If there is some problem in the family also, I don't attend class, okay? Because for me, my problem is more important, okay? More real, not more important, more real than the class. Then I'll say, wish you all the best. Other than that, what can I say? Can I say anything to you? Because I need some audience, okay? For my sake, okay? Not for your sake. However, so this is called what? The first thing is called as Anirmoksha Prasanga. So that means moksha is not there. So the concept of moksha is gone. Not only that, another thing also we say, second one is called Sampradaya Niṣiddha. Now, if this Veda will continue, the duality will continue because Prarabdha is Satyam. Prarabdha continues. Then, is it necessary to have this Guru Sishya Parampara? This teaching tradition? There is no requirement. Because by default, you know that you are different from God. That by default, you know, body is real to you. By default, you know, the problem is real to you. By default, you know many things. Then to reinforce, to get the reconfirmation, like some of you do not come to me to get the reimbursement, okay? You decide what you want to come to me to get the reimbursement. Swamiji decided. Swamiji said, hey, crazy you are. Okay? Don't do that. Because in the process, you are destroying yourself. Remember this. If at all you are asking me something, ask me in open mind. Not in your standpoint, you ask and you expect me to reconfirm you. Sorry, I am not that sort of person anymore. Okay? I was, but now slowly I am not that sort of person anymore. However, because whenever I want to say something, I communicate in the class. But if this doesn't enter in your class, that means what you need. Better you know, okay? So now, this Anirmoksha Prasanga and what we'll call, now the third is called this Guru Shishya Parampara also is not required. Now, third one is, most important thing is, now the whole Vedantic teaching also is getting contradicted through this question. Because if you say Prarabdham continues after Jnanam, now what happens? So far, we have started. So what we have started? That Jnanam is the means for moksha. Correct? So what is the sadhanam? What is the direct means of moksha? Knowledge. Now, if Jnanam does not destroy Prarabdham, then where is Jivan Mukti? So where is living liberated? So then there will be only Videha Mukti, maybe. Means after your death, you will be liberated. Like any religious people, Jannat, heaven, Vaikuntha. You understand? Every religion, don't worry. Somebody will say Vaikuntha, somebody will say heaven, somebody will say Jannat. And what sort of Jannat, what sort of heaven? If you listen to the descriptions, you know, you will start vomiting, okay? Or what sort of Vaikuntha? Imagine, when I go up and down 2-3 times, going down and come, my leg starts paining, okay? In a Vaikuntha, you will play Dandiya, 24/7. Really, this leg must be very paining there. Huh? Or in the, what do you call? You will go to the heaven, 24/7 dining, keep eating. Hey, what will happen to you? Just imagine. If I feed you for continuously one day, same food with same people, okay? Seeing the person itself, you will understand what is the food, okay? The smell, everything will understand. You are food complete. Huh? and Jannat. And interestingly, Jannat is interestingly what you deny, you will get everything in Jannat. And Jannat is only meant for male people, not for female people. Okay, ladies cannot go to Jannat. This is another point. Okay, people have fanatic. Imagine what sort of fanaticism regarding all these things. So again, he says, look, definitely this becomes another problem. So we are not here to get into the problem. Look at the verse, complete the verse. Vedānta matahanam cha, that's why, and also Vedānta matahanam, abandonment of this Vedantic teaching. Ataha, therefore, jnanam iti sa shruti grahya. So that means very clearly says, because of all these religions, we need to accept. So what we need to accept? That Shruti alone gives the knowledge, and from which knowledge the prarabdham also is equally destroyed, and that is the teaching that we have got so far. Because when you look at these aspects very carefully, that's why we use this word. Again, I am repeating very carefully. Yadi etat uchyate balat. That means if you say, if this is said without considering balat, without considering the consequences, means you talk forcefully. And who are you? You are a agya purusha, shastra anabhigya iti. That means you are the one who is uneducated in the scriptures. Then, and what happens tada? Then anartha dvayagamaha bhavishyati. There will be still two types of dosham, absurdity. And what are those two? One is called anirmuksha prasanga, other one is called sampradaya niṣiddha. Not only that, cha as well as Vedanta matahanam. The third one will be what? A contradiction to Vedantic teaching. That means what? Jnana being the moksha sadhanam, that is also being dismissed. Everything is gone. Ataha, therefore, Shrutihi yataha jnanam bhavati iti grahya. So that means what? Therefore, the Shruti from which arises the knowledge. Because knowledge comes from the Shruti. So that's why the Shruti from which knowledge arises is to be accepted. In this regard, I cannot interfere. I cannot use my logic at all. Good. Now let us read. Tripanchajnyato vakshe purvoktasyaiva siddhaye teisya sarve sada karyam nididhyasanam evato. Now, interestingly, we are coming to the last, let us say, discussion, this final topic, that is called nididhyasana. From this verse onwards, around 45 verses till 144, we are going to discuss about nididhyasanam. Please understand, when we are talking about nididhyasanam, I would like to bring few points which is most important aspect, or else it will be misunderstood. Here we are talking people, those who have done enough of Shravanam and Mananam. That's why if the person has not done Shravanam does not mean that you are attending classes, okay? Just sitting here, that is not Shravanam, okay? If you say so, my computer is doing more Shravanam, okay? And YouTube channel is doing much more Shravanam, okay? Not less Shravanam, also retention, okay? So because you are listening to the class, that does not mean you are doing Shravanam. Please understand very carefully. So Shravanam means your mind is open to listen to, not judging, not comparing. Remember, this is the most important aspect. That's why when you start judging, comparing, it doesn't work. And as long as your judgment is managed, you continue. If it is not working, bye-bye, let me go and find out another guru, okay? So Swamiji, I have got another guru. Or you will start quoting different people. Then means, what does it mean? Even if I'm not telling you jokes, in slightest, I'm telling open this point. For example, after listening to this teaching, suppose by mistake, if you quote our great Mahatma Gandhi, that means nothing is entering in you. This is my favorite fellow, okay? Because without bringing him, my class is not complete, okay? I love this, okay? See, we need some entertainment, okay? So that's why, don't worry, okay? However, so that means when you are listening to, that is what we have learned. When we started studying under Pujya Swamiji, you can see me when I talk something, and even if you listen to Pujya Swamiji's words, any class you listen to Pujya Swamiji, you will see almost the way of talking, including forget about, the words and other things, because everything is his words, okay, borrowed, because we have picked up. Even if the way of presentation becomes the same. And he picked up from his teachers. That's why when you look at especially Shankara Bhashyam, how Ādi Śaṅkarācārya makes you to think. Like, look at the verse, understand that word, then he will go little bit, go out and come back. That's why we also go a little bit more, not she goes very less, we go a little more, okay? Because in front of him, there are very qualified people. So now in front of me, they are not qualified. So that's why I have to talk psychology, I have to talk this, I have to talk that, okay? However, so that is how we look at. So the thinking must be tuned to the teaching. Then only there will be some difference in you. But if it is not tuned, what happens? You can see for yourself. I observe each one of you, not that I don't observe. Then what happens? That becomes, it is like getting immune to these antibiotics. So, because I am very good example on an antibiotic, okay? This will not work, that will not work, because when you take so many types of antibiotics, nothing will work, okay? So you have to add something called extra, okay? So every time you'll find out from the teaching something extra. Swamiji, what is extra today class? You look for the extra. Good. Wish you all the best. So again, starting. The Shravanam is most important aspect. You are available. Making sure that I don't have any prejudice. Free from prejudices. That's one of the most important aspects. That's why we bring this concept. That person can do Shravanam properly. The one who is able to do Seva, please understand. Only that person can do Shravanam. Only who is able to do Seva, service. Or else it will not work. Yes, later on it was misunderstood, misinterpreted, or some ashrams they abused. But that does not mean that is wrong. Everything is not wrong either. Because when you do the seva, then only what happens? Because the service, you start doing it. Then, in spite of your ego, in spite of your unavailability, in spite of your preferences, when you start doing, you get committed to that. But you want to do the seva the way you want. Like in the temples, there are different type of sevas, okay? So we want to go for seva. So that is seva dala, okay? Different organizations, they have got seva dala. Oh, go for different purpose, okay? Not for seva. Here, when you do the seva, that's why when you people started asking, when I asked, I wanted to observe you all. Not that I am interested whether you do or not to do. Makes no difference to me. Today I am alive, tomorrow I am going to dead. There are so many Ananda has come, I am another one, okay? It's not that I am the one and going to continue all the time, okay? There are so many fellows have come, I am one of them, okay? And it's not only one organization, there are hundreds of organizations, this is 101, okay? Makes no difference. We are not going to change anything in this universe. Universe will continue. We are doing something to improve ourselves. This is the truth, this is the reality. However, when I gave you option to all of you, that to do something, what you want to communicate or what you want to do, some seva, indirectly I said, put it very carefully, you know, what did you say? How did you say? Just observe. Whether there is a commitment or there was commitment or just for the sake of saying or for what you did it, please be honest to yourself. However, only when there is seva, that's why it was very clear earlier days, only when a student becomes antevasi, stays with the teacher and does the seva, then only after that teaching starts. Or else no chance. Because first of all, the student has to adopt the atmosphere of the teacher. That itself is a big sadhana. Imagine staying with me for 1 year, 2 years. It's not a joke, okay? Forget about that, doing seva. Including chasing the monkeys here, okay? So one of the best seva you can do, keep chasing monkeys. However, coming to the point, then based on seva, then when you start listening, then called what? Pranipat. I'm bringing whatever Bhagavad has talked, okay? Pranipatena, pariprashna and seva, these three things. So pranipata means humility, bending down. Like we have a beautiful concept, I can tell with this, wow, I have completed in Rishikesh, because when we were studying, openly saying, Pujya Swamiji personally did not like to teach in Rishikesh. Even though his main ashram in Rishikesh, he did not like to teach in Rishikesh. After teaching some time, he understood. Because Rishikesh is a place of confusion. And if anybody wants to learn in Rishikesh, this is my conclusive point. That is what Pujya Swami said, I also can say. I will give you the beautiful example of our ashram itself. Okay, so with due respect to our ashram. Especially when in any brahmachari studies in Rishikesh ashram. First, when they arrive, very nice, very good. In fact, when they see a Swamiji, they will bend down and do proper namaskaram. At least if not, because so many Swamiji, they cannot do proper namaskaram. Sometimes they start with that. Then at least, they toss the feet, toss the ground. Then after 2 months, goes away. They don't care. Then it will come down, bending down, namaskar. After 6 months, politicians. After 1 month, of course. Sorry, after 1 year, of course, okay? I'm not telling the jokes. Namaste. Then after 1 year, 1.5 years later, say, smiling. Seeing the Swamijis and senior people, just smile. Then once it becomes 2 years, because another half year, 6 months are there to get course over, they expect, because they are already enlightened, they expect others to do namaskaram first. I am not telling you jokes. If you don't observe next time when you come to ashram, please observe this. So all are enlightened people, okay? How long you are enlightened? As long as you are in ashram. When you are kicked out from the ashram, all your enlightenment go away, okay? You become most insecure person in the world. So coming to the point. So there we called as pranipata. So pranipata means doing proper namaskar without any hesitation. Because if there is some hesitation, my culture, my this, that means still you are holding you onto your culture. If you are holding onto your culture, that means what? You are not fit to be in this class either. Do you understand the concept or not? It's very simple. Okay, suppose you have got a backache, I can understand. But you have headache, that I cannot understand, I need not understand, okay? However, coming to the point, so pranipata, the humility, because these are the points makes you to do shravanam, because I am getting a very crucial topic. And if your shravanam is not proper, not healthy, that's the third one, is called pariprashna. You have to ask the question in keeping with the teaching, not based on your imaginations, based on your fancies. You can have thousands of fancies, nothing wrong in it. You should have. But you need to resolve by itself. All the question must be in keeping with the teaching, so that you start understanding, resolving your unwanted thoughts by yourself. Swamiji, can you tell me this? Can you tell that? What does it mean? So you know better. It doesn't work. That's not teaching at all. That means you are not doing Sravanam. You are not a qualified person. So when Sravanam is healthy, while doing Sravanam, Mananam happens. But for you people, already Mananam is completed. Based on Mananam, you do Sravanam. Can you see this point? Already you have your own logic. And with that logic, you start listening to. It's not that way. First you do Sravanam, then you have your habitual logics, habitual errors. Now there is a constant fight. Oh, I am thinking this, but now teaching says this thing. Oh, maybe I'm stupid. Wow. So that listening to that wow mentally, wow, is called Mananam. Can you see this point? So while Sravanam, Mananam. Not that, oh, he's talking something stupid thing. What nonsense he's talking? No, this is not possible. This is not right. What is this? I think it's making some fun. This is not right. When mentally you talk this thing, that means what? Already you have done Mananam, and now you are doing Sravanam. Can you see this logic very carefully? So Sravanam then comes along with Sravanam. While listening to there is Mananam, also there is nitya. Whereas a person who is not able to do Sravanam properly, for that sort of people, we have another provision. We highlight about Mananam, spend some time, reflect, listen to this YouTube again and again, listen to it, so that where you are going wrong or you have gone wrong, that is not sufficient, including don't try to write also books, or sorry, don't try to look at your book, because sometimes you will write what you want to like. That is also not healthy. So when you listen to again and again, then what happens? Sravanam should be strong. Once Sravanam is strong, then Mananam will happen. Then based on that, nitidhyasanam is owning up the knowledge. So why owning up? I'll take another 2-3 minutes today extra. Because here I may be able to resolve in the class. But I have my habitual errors. And when habitual errors are there, it takes over. And as long as a habitual error takes over, I don't enjoy my life because I am in the hands of my habitual error. Now, those habitual errors will be resolved by nitya-karmas. Remember, nitya-karmas does not give you knowledge. I am making it very clear. So we are not Brahmadikaras, technically, you will see later on. So that means we are very clear. Shravanam gives you knowledge. In Shravanam, there is Mananam and nitya-karmas simultaneously. It is not separately like cow. First you have to eat, then after that what you have to? You have to chew. Keep digesting. So listen to it, then see, do Mananam, then do nitya-karmas. Please know. We say very carefully. Nitya-karmas is being highlighted. Those who are not able to do proper Shravanam and of course Mananam. If Shravanam is done properly, we give the beautiful example of Indra and Narada. Even though Indra is Jnani person, Jnani Purusha, we give this example. Indra doesn't listen to anybody. He does not have listening capacity because he has a position. And because he has a position called God, king of the gods, that fellow always, projects his insecurity. And he needs more nitya-karmas. Unfortunately, he cannot sit down, keep quiet, okay? That's why all problem happens in Puranas, if you will see, most of the problem, complication happens because of Indra. It's an interesting point, okay? Whereas when you look at Narada, Narada is always attentive to listen to. He didn't have any problem. Because his Shravanam is so good, he also keeps traveling. He does not sit down. He is most restless person, if you can say, okay? Any moment he can appear without any invitation, okay? But he does not require nitya-karmas. It's a beautiful example we give. Indra and Narada. So here we say, have Shravanam. When you have proper Shravanam, Mananam continues, and of course nitya-karmas follows. Suppose, because of my habitual error, because of my way of living, way of thinking, I am not able to do it. So for Manda Madhyama Adhikari, nitya-karmas is must. Now, from this verse onwards, nitya-karmas is going to be talked elaborately. So if you think you are Uttama Adhikari, you don't have to be in the class. Okay, Shravanam is enough. You have understood. So if you think Manda Madhyama Adhikari, along with Shravanam also, do nitya-karmas. We'll discuss. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Thank you, all of you.